Salah Hashmi, to what extent are Iran and the US using Iraq right now as a pawn in their regional strategies?
Well, unfortunately, of course, Iraq became an open playing field since the invasion of 2003. It is an insult to anyone's intelligence to suggest that Iranians or the Iranian government, I'm not really talking about the Iranian people, we have all sympathy towards the Iranian people who have risen against their government. I am directly talking about the Iranian government here. Since the American invasion, it opened up a huge big gap in Iraqi politics. Since, of course, the dismantling of Iraqi infrastructure and the entire state, including the army and the security forces, that opened the door for Iranian-trained proxies who entered the country and seized the political scene. Since then, they have been building up, to their credit, quite successfully, a political infrastructure in order to control the country and to make it a crony for the neighboring Iran. And they have been, as I said, successful. Now, what has happened is that the Americans almost somewhat lost control on the ground because the Iranians have been preparing this for years. And I will give you an example, because what happened in the uprising against Saddam Hussein in 1991, there are credible reports which suggest that Iranian-backed forces did cross the border to support the revolutionaries at the time. But, of course, they were crushed by the Iraqi army, who was reasonably powerful during that period. Now, as I said, the Americans have conceded power on the ground to Iranian influence, because what has happened is that those political parties who were supported and trained and also directed by the Iranian government seized on the open corruption in Iraq, and they have built up a mountain of wealth that facilitated for them the creation nowadays of armed militias who are backing them up. And this is exactly the root causes of the problem. This is what the demonstrators are complaining about. People are talking about this mysterious third party. I do not think that this third party is no longer mysterious. They are either militias backed by foreign powers who are supporting this corrupt government because they share that common interest in that this government must pay so that the corruption will flow the funds onto them, and they are not willing under any circumstances to relinquish power.